Hello, and welcome to another practitioner video in the Data-Driven Engagement track at Signals 2020. In today's session, Engage, Tap, Repeat, we want to talk about how to get into a regular cycle of collecting and incorporating data through a series of innovative tactics in the inbox, which also ties directly to our experiences platform to create a continuous one-to-one conversation with your customers. Hi, my name is David Kepitz. I've been working within the digital marketing space for the last 15 years, and I currently head up the global strategic services team here at Cheetah Digital. Our team of consultants are focused around bringing strategic ideas and design executions on how our products and solutions can help you, all while collaborating with your teams on achieving your ongoing objectives to help advance your programs. All right, some key takeaways for today. First up, engage. Keep them engaged both inside and outside of the inbox, using data to help guide a customer into an online experience where we can collect zero-party data that we can serve up a rich, interactive email with relevant content. Next up, tap. We want to showcase some innovative tactics to help build out these relationships with your customers, which are going to be focused around interactive techniques in the inbox. These have proven to be a great tool for getting your customers engaged. And last, repeat. Testing is a key component in this cycle, and it's important to maintain in order to see the right results and enhance them moving forward. And this can include items like frequency, content, and proper segmentation. Let's go ahead and dive in. Email continues to evolve, and we're seeing new techniques come up all the time. These can be design-focused, where the UI plays a large part in the design layout of content, as well as including topics like, let's say, dark mode, inclusive design, and also even regular coding updates to make sure all is rendering properly through the ongoing OS updates that we typically see. We just want to share some of our favorites and some new ones that are starting to become more and more popular as we try and strive for a closer data connection with our customers. First up is our award-winning animated button solution, which elevates the workhorse of the inbox, the CTA. This technique appears as the user begins to scroll on mobile, giving a more focused view on where the user should tap to interact. It takes its cues from Instagram shopping UI and looks to bridge a common experience one would have in social and now in email. Next up are some fan favorites, such as the carousel and flip. These are more common and easier techniques to apply and are perfect for more evergreen solutions. Consider these best utilized for, let's say, product recommendations, gift guides, or even just informational content where it looks to assist in maximizing the real estate on mobile. Another technique that continues to gain traction, specifically in the larger mobile environment, is through quick interactive games. Now, games account for about 43% of all smartphone use. So why not take advantage of applying a similar interaction within the inbox? We've been able to set up simple games like matching, tap and reveal, similar to a scratch-off, stickers, crossword puzzles, just to name a few. Now, a couple of additional techniques that we're starting to see more and more are forms and live polls. Forms have been around for some time and have had an on and off support over the years. But this is now a great way to engage users, especially when they are creating more relevant content in their messaging. These techniques are continuously being used in other channels, and we should look at innovative ways to introduce them some more within the email space. Live polling provides a quick data hit, similar to what us marketers would typically expect from email. We're going to highlight different ways to incorporate these techniques in the examples coming up. We're going to walk through a few scenarios today, but all of them will follow a similar messaging cadence. They will start with the emphasis on a mobile opener. The bulk of these techniques are well suited for the iPhone, particularly use of the native email inbox, but it is also the likelihood that the majority of your audience will have a similar mobile makeup. We'll focus on a quick series of 3, starting with an email that will initiate the one-to-one conversation we're attempting to have with our customers. This will prompt the user to move over online to our experiences platform, which will be responsible for collecting zero-party data, which enables marketers to create simple, interactive, on-brand experiences to collect opt-ins, PII data, as well as preferences, all while briefly interacting with just a few short questions. This will then feed into a key follow-up message based on the content being collected. This is a cycle you will continue to test and refine as you build up your customer's profile and forward. Let's get into our first scenario. Meet Jack. He's a new customer with our fictitious brand, Infinity Bank. Being a new customer, he's already engaged and he begins to receive his welcome messages. A quick sample of one on the left. Jack is also in the process of getting acclimated with the brand. We also know it's a crucial time to get preferences set, which will help direct the flow of the overall program. Here lies a perfect example on where we can break down a standard preference center into bite-sized data clusters. Let's see how we do this. As we move further down in this welcome message, Jack is presented with a module geared around customizing his financial newsletter. Here he's being asked on the content format he prefers. Now, any question could be inserted, but best to think about what will ultimately get them to that next step. So any preference metric that could be relevant should be considered an entry point for this type of module. Now, once Jack taps on any one of these options, he'll move directly over into the online experience. Jack now has just a few questions to wrap up. He can select his preferred topics like media, retail, sports, as well as selecting his frequency for this particular newsletter. This is just a piece of what a larger preference center may contain, but getting Jack to take this step by step in small data clusters could be a more effective way to get their profile in check and on an ongoing basis. With the experience complete, Jack gets his financial newsletter, tailored with the content, format, and frequency that he's selected. Being a more editorially focused email, we've also included an expand and collapse area for Jack to easily skim and review which articles he'd like to read a bit further. This is a good interactive tactic, specifically for mobile, where overall real estate can be limited. Here's a quick review of the 3 steps in this scenario, starting with the message, to the experience, and then back to the message cycle. It's clear we are focused on one key objective, and that's to boost relevance and to have this ongoing tailoring of messages that the user will receive. Now, experiences can obviously live without the initial message and are typically a great tool for acquisition. Have this similar module live within an online ad and have it be a way for users to opt in. There are a variety of tactics to apply here, either in front of or behind a sign-up wall, where the experience can engage and collect zero-party data. All right, now that we've got one scenario out of the way, you can begin to visualize the flow we are trying to achieve. Okay, let's meet Janet. Janet is an engaged customer. She shops often, was both an online and in-store shopper, but given the current times, is new to curbside pickup and is interested in other ways that she can shop. The interactive technique we're using in this scenario are these animated buttons, which all include prompts to get her over to the experience. Now, typically these buttons have been utilized to highlight product info, but we're switching gears here to now better assess her interests. The buttons simply hover over key areas to help drive focus. Once she goes ahead and taps on any one of these questions, she'll be inserted right into the online experience. In the experience, she'll have just a few questions to answer before she wraps up. On the left, she's selecting her tech gear, which will then feed into recommendations in the follow-up campaigns. In this instance, we've got zero-party data trade-off of interest with a custom product recommendations. Now over to our follow-up message, we're using probably the most popular and appropriate technique, a carousel, to house the product recommendations. This could be a module that's set up for all other mailings moving forward. And now a full view of the 3 steps in this scenario, from animated buttons over to the experience, which feeds into an evergreen recommendations module. So once again, a quick cycle to help refine the output of the personalization that can be applied to your campaigns. Now, we haven't forgotten, Janet is off to the store and using curbside pickup for the first time. While she waits for her items to be brought out, she can scan the QR code in her parking spot which will push towards a gamification experience with a spin to win offer. This is a great way to also capture feedback on a recent shopping experience while she's currently engaged. Moving over into our final scenario, let's introduce Chrissy. So Chrissy hasn't been active in a while. She used to travel often, but hasn't over the last 6 months for obvious reasons. We'd like to win her back and get her engaged again. She has status and is actually really close to that next tier. Let's go ahead and take a look. First, we're going to focus on the top portion of this Infinity Hotels email example on the left. Our attention is drawn towards the call out around Chrissy's loyalty status. This greeting is housed within this loyalty hub, all within the inbox, where she can review her current status and is also prompted to head over to her loyalty dashboard to earn some quick points. This too is a perfect way to collect zero-party data via loyalty, where she can participate in challenges to gain points and boost her profile at the same time. Now, looking a little bit further down in this email, we're going to look at a couple of tactics. First, given her lack of travel recently, we'd like to understand a bit more about her future travel plans. It's a simple start, and once she does tap on any of the selected timeframe options, let's say 6 to 12 months, she is then moved over to the next frame, where she is prompted to answer additional questions about our future travel preferences. Now, another approach, which has become more and more popular these days, is a live polling option. The ability to see immediate results upon answering a question is a perfect quick dose for Chrissy to engage. So here we're going with a lighter approach with a dream vacation question, focusing on different themes, which will then direct Chrissy to enter into the experience. This queues up zero-party data for a contest entry. Once she taps through on the live poll, she's taken to the online experience to complete her entry into the contest. Here she's providing a bit more detail on her tropical retreat wants. She's looking to party and shop. Doesn't sound too bad. She'll go through the series of 4 or 5 questions before she completes her full contest entry. With the online experience complete, she is now ready to receive the follow-up email confirming her entry. Here we have a fun tap and reveal or an inbox scratch-off type game that will reveal a dream destination based on the questions she has answered. While the zero-party trade-off can be just a contest entry, we're also serving up a dream destination option as well. And to complete our final series, here we have a full view of the 3 steps, going from live polling to contest submission to confirmation and personalized dream vacation spot, all within a gamified email. One key data point to note is that the post-experience email typically sees about a 60 to 70% open rate, a perfect opportunity to engage with them again and continue the cycle. Our final alternative experience gives others a way into the contest via an Instagram story. Another great way of boosting acquisition as you promote in multiple channels. We've seen an average conversion rate via a social story be close to 40%. To wrap up, as mentioned earlier, we had focused on the mobile opener. And when looking specifically at iOS opens or the Apple native inbox, you are likely speaking to almost half of your mobile audience. With that, we would recommend to serve up an enhanced interactive experience to those who can view it. Again, this is probably half of your audience. And for those who open in other environments, a graceful fallback option can be served up instead. Now, typically interactive in the inbox has shown an average of about 25% increase in taps over time, in addition to showing a rise in revenue per click, which can also indicate a more dedicated or focused customer with a higher potential on return. Now, these numbers don't just occur over one campaign. That's where testing comes into play. And our team of consultants can help set up a testing strategy over a key number of campaigns to effectively track results. In addition to the interactive techniques, looking at this campaign flow of messages to experience, back to message, it's imperative to properly review engagement after each deployment, revise and tweak accordingly, and continue to maintain that one-to-one conversation with your customers. Interested in learning more about these techniques and additional strategies to help move your program along? Our team of consultants can help solve those problems and assist you in reaching your marketing goals. Reach out to your customer rep and let's get the conversation started. Thank you again for your time, and check out more in-depth best practice strategies at cheetahdigital.com.